Hey, welcome back to Jarhead Bonsai. I'm Jared Paul, and today joining us is my daughter Francesca Maria.
Hello.
And today we stopped by the nursery because it's another cold, snowy March day, and we picked up some soil to mix up. So we're going to show you what soil composition we're going to use today. And we also got lucky enough to get 9 terracotta pots on deep discount. So we'll show all that coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. Alright, so I'm going to use my trusty assistant Franny here. She's been my assistant, my sidekick for life. So I love having her home from New York City for the weekend. She's getting ready to go on her national tour with New York Dance Project. And so we're just going to, keep it simple and hang out in the warm seed room and mix up some soil and then figure out what trees and seedlings we want to repot into these new terracottas, which are an absolute personal favorite of mine. Love every shape, size possible. And I got a nice mixture today, 50% off. Okay, so you've heard me talk about it before. If you've been to the Jarhead Bonsai channel, perlite is my absolute favorite. It really keeps the soil light, great for water retention. And Nigel Saunders uses it, in his bonsai. So I figure if he does it, I should do it. So Fran, why don't you walk around this side and you could pour that in there. Yeah, put it in the bucket. So, there you go. So I just use a plastic bin, nothing fancy. I keep it in the seed room all the time. And I usually do at least perlite, some sort of soil mix, peat moss, and whatever leftover soil we have. These are all pots that had the amaryllis in them. So while the amaryllis are dormant, sitting in the basement for the next couple of seasons, we're going to repurpose the soil and toss it with some fresh ingredients like perlite, vermiculite, and a fresh bag of organic moisture mix for potted plants. I feel like, that combo, it really offers your best range of everything. And it's a good middle of the road. You could do plants in it, you could do trees in it, you can do tropicals, subtropicals, deciduous, evergreens, all those things. All right. So, all right, assistant. So the next one's going to be vermiculite. There you go. So vermiculite, I believe, is all right. Now the last bag that we got from the nursery today is just this organic moisture mix. It doesn't have to be organic unless you're growing fruits and veggies, but it's what they had. So any moisture control soil is really what I was looking for. All right, last one, baby. Alright, and the last pot there. Alright, cool. Now the fun part. It's actually been proven that...
Sorry.
Bless you. It's actually been proven that, I believe it's called the microbials and different things in the soil. You dig your hands into them, it has the equivalent effects of someone who's taking Xanax or basically something to calm you down. So it has these awesome calming effects mixing your hands in soil. So Franny and I are going to get all up in here, not like ripping up from the bottom because I know she's going to do it and spill soil everywhere. And you go from the bottom and just kind of like boiling water. You want to take some up, put it to the middle. Take some up, put it to the middle. Okay, until everything is incorporated nicely. Get on in there, kid. There's some of that perlite. Get that white stuff to the top. And typically before I'm gonna pot something, I'll pre-moisten the soil that's already in the pot rather than water it hard after I planted it, because typically, well, as of right now, I'm transplanting things that have smaller root systems and they're probably taller and leggier. So I don't want to disrupt them once they're already in the soil. How's that feel? All right, I think that's good. All right, so I'm going to take you now for a closer look to see what it looks like all mixed up. And then we're going to pick out some plants that Franny wants to transplant, and we'll get to that in a minute. You see the white, that's that nice perlite. And then the smaller finer particles, they'll feel like nice and rubbery. That's vermiculite. And then what you would recognize from standard potting soil mixed in there. All right, if you have a particular mix of soil, go ahead, leave it down in the comments. You know, I'm always happy to learn and try stuff out. Sometimes I also mix in sand, especially when I'm doing my pepper plants and things like that. So anyways, here's the mix. So let's take a little seedling tour with Franny, pick out 9 trees to plant, and then we'll throw that bad boy in a time lapse and listen to some groovy music. All right, stay tuned. All right, so I learned how to count in the Marine Corps apparently, because there's 8 pots, not 9. I wanted to get 9 because I love the number 3, and then 3 times 3 would be 9. But I'll get over it because I just found out that 8 in Chinese and Japanese folklore is actually an extremely lucky number. So I'm just gonna take it up as today's gonna be a lucky day with good fortune moving forward. And I can't count. So now Franny and I are gonna go around, pick out some good looking seedlings, and decide which pots they would be getting. All right, y'all. So I think that we have decided we got a good mix. We got a good mixture of things. So we're going to repot, put it in its first bonsai pot or pre-bonsai pot. This avocado that we grew from a seed, and it's got 3. Boom, 1, 2, 3. Yes, the best coming out of that seed. And so it's gotten a few prunings, and I think it's ready for an attractive pot, not just this huge ass mass of soil. Okay. And then an Italian fig that I cut off of the mother plant, rooted with some willow water, and then we potted it. And it grew some leaves, and it's growing pretty vigorously, so I think it deserves a terracotta pot too. And then Franny really liked the coastal redwood, because those redwoods are ginormous and amazing, and somehow they start this big, which is so cool.
They're so cute.
This is a Norfolk Island pine. And if you haven't gotten out the map lately and checked out where Norfolk Island is, it's just off of Australia. So the thought of something being so popular in the United States that we get to enjoy is pretty dope, that it's from a little island off of Australia, in my opinion. And then these are quickly becoming my favorite pines because they just have this awesome little pop of yellow when they're growing. So I really like that. And we have, this is going to be this avocado. It might not look like much, but this was a cutting off of that plant right there, the first cutting. And then it actually rooted. I can't believe it. And it's starting to generate some new leaves. So that deserves a terracotta pot. And last but surely not least, that I removed carefully from the seed tray over there, this black locust from December 1st. So grown from a seed December 1st. And it just looks really nice. So I'm going to give it the biggest pot and probably grow it as a Japanese garden tree. So shoot for around 5 to 6 feet. You know, not a standard bonsai, but I'll be able to ornamentally prune it. And, you know, I like to appreciate trees of all sizes. So it's time for that time lapse We're going to throw it in fast forward. Franny and I are going to do it. I'm going to teach her as we go, and we're going to take our time, so I don't want you sitting here for a half hour watching us. But let's put it in fast forward, turn the volume up. Time lapse. We're going to go around in a circle. Francesca with a Sharpie has labeled everything from what it is, whether it's a cutting or just a standard tree from seed. So, okay, Franny, starting over there.
So this is an avocado from cutting.
Okay.
And this is a coastal redwood. This is a Scotch pine. And this is a kiwi from the seed. have an avocado from the seed.
Yep, and this avocado is what made this avocado.
And then we have an Italian fig from the cutting. Next is a Norfolk Italian, no.
It's okay.
A Norfolk Island pine.
It's a nice little clumping. Once it has a nice healthy root structure and it's settled in, I'll probably turn that one into a bonsai.
And then this is a black locust.
And I just propped it up with a rock because it is from a seed from December, so it's nice and tall and growing vigorously, but it's not that sturdy. All right, y'all, so that's going to do it for Jarhead Bonsai today. Coming at you with my baby girl, Francesca Maria. If you want to check her out, she has her own YouTube. That's FMK Ballerina. She has some sweet compilation dance videos and her own personal vlog of her living in New York City. She's getting ready to travel down on the national tour to Florida and then possibly abroad for an international tour alla Italia. So all that's coming up for her at FMK Ballerina on Instagram.
Down below.
Like down below. And so next time you're on, I've been putting it off long enough because these other seedlings keep getting in the way, but we are going to tackle the 2 orange trees that we have. So thanks for joining us today on Jarhead Bonsai. Hope to see you soon.